Yeah. So first I will showcase you how to create a login form. So that I'm showcasing the first one. So as we know, every time we will write the doc type HTML, and then I'm creating the root tag called HTML and close the HTML, and then after we have head, sorry, and we have to close the head, and now we can go for, sorry, body. Yeah, body. So in that head I'm writing title. Let's take login form I'm taking, and close the title, and here we can go for in the body. So just I'm putting in a heading called h1, same thing, login form, and close the h1. And now I just want to create a form which is having the like password and username. As I mentioned, it's a login form, so I'm just to take caring the username and password. So for that, first I'm creating the label. So label, enter username, and close the label. And then we have to create text box where user can give the his username. So input type equal to username might contains text or numbers, anything, so we can go for text, and the name equal to I'm taking uname. And as I mentioned, so it has to enter by the user, so I'm giving the required field, and also I'm giving placeholder. So placeholder is like enter username. Yeah. So first one I given the enter username as a label, and then text box I created where I'm creating the input of text because the username should contain the text, and placeholder given, and required means it's mandatory. That means user should enter something, otherwise it won't allow to submit the data. And here also, if you want to represent that, you can mention the star also. And enter this should be in the form tag. Why? Because we these all things will be as part of form only. So form action is equal to, let's take login dot JSP. So dot JSP means Java. So in that place, if Python also can be mentioned, as I mentioned like previously also. So generally remember for the login or registration such kind of forms, we should always use the method called post. Why? Because we are passing sensitive information like username, password, that all. So you should not be like provision to data leakage. So to provide or to send the data securely to the server, we should use method called post. So please remember that also. And under the form, we have on label and on text box, and after that we have another label. So enter password, and close the label, and now I'm taking the password field. So input type is equal to password, it should not be visible to outside, and the name equal to I'm giving password pwd, and the placeholder means hint, so that I'm giving enter password, and finally required means mandatory field. And now final I'm giving submit button. So input type equal to submit means when you click on this, the URL should trigger, and after that I'm giving value as a login. Okay, so this is the fields what I required, and end of the field all your components, you need to close the form. So this is what exactly we require now. So login form dot html I'm notating here. So just I will execute that so that how it looks like you can able to understand. Then we can do some modifications of how we required. Sorry, it's not that we require login form. Yeah, you see, enter username star and enter username some placeholder coming and enter password. Like if you observe that it is taking numbers and text as special symbols and enter password as we know. So it will give the dots under that. And when we click on login, it will go to the respective server page what we are submitting. But if I'm submitting the same form without filling that, so I already mentioned login, right? So required, right? So it doesn't allow you to submit the data without filling that. Example, you see login, see that, please fill out this field is coming. So until you fill that, it does not support it. So when you click on login, it is also mandatory field. So it is asking like that. See, now it will get submitted to the server once you fill all the fields like that. You can validate, we can perform validation at HTML level only, like email validation or pattern validation, that all. So that is the advantage of the recent HTML5 upgradation. But this is the simplest form what we are creating, and it is we call inline form. Inline form means as like your Facebook, all the fields will be in the single line if you observe here. But the same thing if you want to align in the vertically, like line by line, again it again depends on each content in the new line. We should use properly breaks. So for example, I'm taking as a one record and here I'm giving break. See that? So the break tag, as we know, it will keep it to the new line. See that? So now enter username and password and login button is coming. And if you still more align this content to more effectively, either we can use divs or table. So first traditional approach, we can go for table. So I will show you that. And then I will go that div section, but divs, I will introduce the divs tomorrow and there I will explain. And but before that, you can use here to align this content table tag, because table, as we know, we can align the content rows and columns. So likewise we can align the content here also. So table, and under table each one you can define as a rows. So that is tr, no need of break now. Tr, similarly again you have to open the tr, and again you need to open and close the tr for the even second row also. No need of break here. Okay, and then finally you need to close the tr. Yeah. So now whatever the content we align, and we should make it in the TDs. Like each row, how many columns you want, you can define that many columns as per your requirement. Yeah, hope you understand. This traditional, it is we call traditional approach. Why? Because right now in the common market we are not using, we are using div, but still see it looks like very aligned. So now you see enter username and password and username aligned proper way, and login button is coming left corner. If you want to align to the center alignment, yes, we have a option like call span, so that you can use. So call
Sir, your
span equal
voice is
to
not clarity.
so now you see it is aligned to the entire form. Now I want to make it align center. Yeah, see that? So now it is entire to the width, it is aligned to the center. So like that, you can do a basic alignments for this particular components, but to make it more colorful and
Sir,
more,
your voice is not clarity, sir.
hello, is it okay now?
Yeah, okay, sir.
Yeah. So to make it the content more aligned, we will use CSS properties, Nana. But as of now, in the HTML, this we can achieve by using table tags. But if you want to use without table tag, if you want to align the same style, we should use CSS. That is what I'm trying to explain. So, like example, if you're before that, like before the code, we already we got like by using break tag, right? But to make it more aligned with that also, without writing this all TRTDs, yes, we can do, but we should implement CSS. But without CSS means table is the only option to align the content in however you require, like rows and columns. So that is what I'm trying to explain. So is it clear as of now? So the form whatever I created as like this one, is it clear everybody? Any doubt as of now?
No, sir.
Good. Yeah, fine. Then I will move to the next like what do you call example on the forms only. I can go with the contact form. So where I just want to ask the customer to enter his full name, mobile number, email, and address. So these are the four details just I want to ask from the user, and along with the I can say that city. Okay. So these are the five details I just want to ask from the customer. So for that I'm trying to do. So just I'm showcasing a different example. That's all. So anyway, like I'm not using the table and all the stuff. Just I'm using the break tag now. Okay. So as we know, the textual structure I'm creating first. So as we know, first one, enter name I'm giving. The second one, label. Enter email. I'm taking. So for email, you can take the input type email because it will do the email validations also. Next one, enter mobile number. Next one, enter like input type is here it is like for mobile number any kind of pin code anything we should take the number as a type. And as I mentioned, the last one is like email, mobile number, and I can go for address and city. So these two things I just want to add here. So for city, I'm giving drop down. So here, how many options you want to add to the respective drop down, you can add them. So like that, we can add how many options you want, you can add that many, and finally you can close the select. Okay. And the next final one is address. So generally address will take more than one line. So I'm taking the multi-line, that is text area. Okay. And here also placeholder I'm giving. First one is I'm taking as a placeholder, that is select city. Okay. And now we should use text area. So text area will have multiple rows and multiple columns. You can mention how many you want. So rows I'm giving like for 30, and the columns I will giving 6, and close the text area. Yeah, so this is a simplest form. So finally, after writing all your fields, but here this just I want to highlight one thing, no. So nothing more complex things I'm telling. Just simply what are the components you require. Accordingly, you need to choose the components from the list of the elements what I explained, and you need to drop the form. And the alignment styles, however it's required, that we can take from the CSS. But as of HTML, it will create only structure. Okay, so that you have to remember. And finally, here I'm giving input type equal to one button, I'm giving reset button. So value is nothing but I'm giving clear for this name. Similarly, I'm giving input type equal to submit. So it is used to submit the form. Value is equal to contact. Yeah. So now we'll see the output how it looks like. You see, this is the form, like enter name, enter email, and enter mobile number, and select city. You see, drop down is coming. You can select anything, and you can enter the any name and email. You can enter some email, and also mobile number you can enter, and address you can enter, and click. See, when you click on the contact, I mean the submit button, it will try to submit the data to the server like this. Okay, but the same thing, if you click on the clear, whatever the clear button, it will clear the data whatever just before we entered or selected. See that the entire data will be cleared out. but the text area, it looks like very good good size, but yeah, rows we given 30, that's why it's giving that much size. We can take the 6, and if you can take this one as a 30. Okay, reversely are given. Now you see the difference, you can find it. Yeah, see that. So this is address where you can type 6 line of content, and also it will do the validation also. So as I mentioned already, so see that even it will indicate the @ symbol for the email, because it is email field. So we should give the @ mandatory and followed by some content and .com, something like that we have to give. And mobile number also similarly. So if you are giving the, and it doesn't allow the first of all text, we can only enter the numbers. So like this we can only enter the numbers, we can't do the any other format. And also like select city, as we know, we can select anything. And context text area is not, even though we didn't fill in the text area, it is submitting. Why? Because if you observe here, for the text area I didn't give the required field. If I'm giving required, definitely it will ask you to submit something. If it is, if we are not given anything as part of required field, then it will take it as an optional field. That means you can enter, you may leave that field to enter the data. So likewise, you can choose, I mean, that segregate the required fields, non-required field, optional fields. I can say that required fields means mandatorily as a user he has to fill the data. Optional fields means he may enter, he may not enter. Like as for user interest, he can skip the fields also. So that is the difference between what we can say, that required and non-required fields from the forms. So I can say that mandatory field. So whenever you want to make it something mandatory, you should make it required. Otherwise, just simply put as a non-required, so that the people can skip that fields while they're filling the forms. Okay. So likewise, you can segregate that. But as I mentioned, we have almost all fields what we covered in previous class, like example, file, date, and email, number, color, URL. So that all as per your form requirement, you can choose it, and you can deliberately can consume it. And one more point, if you're not really have a clear cut idea on what data can enter by the customer, you can take it as simply input type text, because input type text can accept any type of data which is entered by the end user customer, because it is not having any restriction. For example, if you entered input type number, so it allows user to enter the only numbers, it doesn't allow you to enter the text or something else. So that's what my point. Like if you are really have conscious about some condition, like I want only number, I want only email, or I want only date, in that case you can choose that respective type. Otherwise you can go for generic type called input type text. So input type text can accept any type of data. So as per your requirement, you can use it simply straightforward. Okay. So that is what my intention here. So if you have any doubt, please ask me as of now, otherwise I will go for next point. Any doubt as of now?
మొబైల్ నంబర్ లెంత్ ని రిస్ట్రిక్ట్ చేయలేము.
ఎన్న
మొబైల్ నంబర్ 10 నంబర్స్ కన్నా ఎక్కువ ఇస్తే మనం పెట్టగలుగుతాం.
ఇవ్వచ్చు. We have a attributes like max and min, so that you can define for the text field max length and min length. But here by default we have two separate parameters. One is max length and min length. But for that is not for number, for text only it will applicable. For specifically if you want to apply the 10 digits only, we should write the pattern or what we call script for that. By HTML only it can't do, but we have attributes. Max length we have length, max length is equal to, if you give 10, so it means it allows only 10 what do you call it, digits only. See, but see, if it is taking continuously any number, but if I'm same thing, if I'm giving here text, now it will allows that only 10, but again it is giving the text also, it is allowing. But here you see that the two tens, 10 completed not allowed to enter the data, it is blocking that even I'm trying to enter, but it's not giving that. So like that we have option, but the combinations are not well defined in the HTML, that we can achieve in the HTML only, we can't do in the what we called sorry, in the script only we can do, but HTML it's a basic signatures we have. With that we can't achieve everything what we required. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Uh, so someone asked that, sir, we want to move that contact button to the right. How can we move? See, as of now, as I mentioned already, these two buttons, whatever we have, alignment specifically. So using CSS, wherever you display, you can display that. But HTML, we don't have such kind of options to align the content. So as of now, we can move some empty spaces only, but it's not right method. So at the time of CSS, you can better understand about it, alignments. But as of now, we can't do that. Sir, can we increase the text area dynamically? What it mean, like dynamically means that rows and columns, you mean to say, or size of the text area? Size of the text area will increase automatically. No need to do anything else, because see the arrow is coming right. Like that, we can do increase on the web page itself how much you want. But if it is not answered your question, can you speak up? I think who Vasudev. Is it answered your question? While typing, the text area should increase according the text. No, see, the rows and columns will fix it the size. While you're typing the content, it won't exceed the size of width or height. When it is reaching the height, see, width will be fixed. Height, when it is reaching, it will go for scroll bar. But the size of the display component doesn't increase. So you will get the scroll bar once it is reaching the max one. So that we can't do that. Yeah, I understood now. Yeah, fine, great. Yeah, anything, any other doubts? Okay, great. Yeah. So the now last point I want to highlight here is, when you want to trying to upload the image or file by using any particular these components, you should take care about the one more attribute. So that is, I will explain. File upload I'm taking dot html. See, whenever you want to upload the file along with your regular data, let's take example, I just want to file along in this particular field. Let's take enter title of the file, input text and placeholder, enter title I'm taking. Okay. And now just I want to give the provision to the customer to select the file from the system. So label and otherwise choose file, label. So here we have to take input type equal to file we have to take, and now name as usual resume, and close it as usual. If you want to make it mandatory, required. And now when you are giving the option to the input type file, you should also add one more attribute as part of the form, that is enc type, encrypted type. So the data how you want to send that particular form data, so that is where we need to indicate along with our other two parameters called method and action. So that is we have to write multi part by form data. Yeah, this is mandatory whenever you are sending the data by uploading some files. So in any form, if you have a option like choose file, this attribute should be there. Otherwise, it does not allow you to upload the file to the server. So this attribute specially only when we have a upload file option. Otherwise, no need of this particular attribute. So let's take, we'll see the outcome, how it looks like now. Yeah, now you see we got enter title and choose file and clear and contact, anyway we got it. So now I'm filling something and I'm clicking on the choose file. So now it will allow you to select any, at any cost, only one file you can able to select, more than one file you cannot select. And now anyway contact, you can click on that, okay. But if you want to allow to user to do the multiple files, then only one change you need to do. Here you need to give multiple is equal to true. Yeah, so now by this attribute you can what do you call, select the multiple files by selecting that. Like example, see, click and click, like that you can select and open. So two files are chosen here as of now. So like that we can do. And also, as I mentioned already, like if you want to give a drag and drop, like see, if recent days, if you observe that most of the people are giving drag the file and dropping onto website. So that option if you want to provide, again you need to do the JavaScript script option. So by HTML we can only provide the option to choose files only. If you want to give drag and drop or moving the files side by side, so such kind of options if you want to give, again we need to provide the script for that, okay. So that is, however, when you are uploading the file, you need to take care about this attribute mainly, okay. So if it is not, there is no need of upload file, then there is no need of this attribute. First two attributes are enough, action and method. And method is not mandatory, it is optional. But if you are not giving the method as part of your form, then by default it will take get as a method, but it is not secured. So be cautious when we are submitting some data to the server. You should write method equal to post, because to make it securely send the data from client to server. And after that, the contact form, the action attribute definitely will inform you, will indicate that your data to which server you need to trigger, or you want to send it. So that is all about the forms in the HTML. So any doubt as of now? Any doubt as of now? So tomorrow, by today, I'm closing this forms topic, Nana. So tomorrow, I will take the last class of HTML. That is some attributes and also do, span, article, some semantic elements are there, and also some basic tags will be also there, like new line or code tag, how to implement the code in the HTML. That kind of tags will be there. So that I will take the tomorrow, and mostly by tomorrow we can close the HTML session. And then after that I will start the internship sessions, means like how to create the projects in Eclipse, the Java people Eclipse and Python people Python. That I will start, because to go inside of the other things like CSS or SQL, that all I will give a brief intro on about the these things, like whatever I told you, like how to basically first how to create a project and all the stuff. So mostly after this week, like within the I mean that in this week I will try to complete all this stuff, and next week I will start individually Python class and Java class separately. So like project creation and basic HTML inclusions, so that parallelly along with other like other classes you can able to practice it, and you can habituated with the project creations. That might help you to understand more about to create the project. That's my idea. So that I will take 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks to 3 weeks, 2 weeks at least I will take the classes. After that again I will come back to SQL and as well as CSS, okay. But that 2 weeks of classes will give you more sense. And that schedule also I will tell you by this weekend, like whenever we have the Java and whenever we have Python, because there I can segregate the like only technology wise. Python people will sit one day, and Python Java people will sit together one day, like that I will segregate. And that I will inform you, like weekly days, what like on which days I will take the class for Java, and which days I will take the class for Python, I will tell you. So accordingly we'll plan that, okay. So that is the plan for project creations and everything stuff that will take. and this week I will round up the HTML along with some other points to be covered, so that also I will cover in the this week. And as I mentioned, this week, today and tomorrow and day after tomorrow I will continue the classes. So Thursday I will take, and yesterday I didn't take the class, right? Because of that two replacement, tomorrow I will take the class. Wednesday, even the Wednesday I will take the class. So I will pick the chart also. Yeah, this is all about the class. If you have any doubts, please ping me. Otherwise, we can meet on tomorrow.